Evening, everyone. Bettina here with Love Incarnations Wellness. I wanted to do a little bit of tuning under the stars tonight. I'm outside. Sorry if you hear some dogs barking in the distance. We'll just let them help us be tuned as well. I don't know about you, but I have really been feeling a lot of energy lately. It's been kind of like the world has been crushing in and making me feel really squeezed and pressured and overwhelmed. So I know if I'm feeling it, I'm sure that you are too. And if you're feeling chaotic, sad, depressed, frustrated, I want you to tune into that feeling in your body and really take note where you hold those feelings and those emotions, and just notice where they are. Notice how they show up, who you're around when they show up. Oftentimes, the emotions that we are feeling, they're bounced off of other people. It's oftentimes something that's not healed within ourselves, why we're triggered by other people. So, again, if you are feeling that, like I'm feeling that, I want to do a little bit of tuning tonight. The amazing thing about tuning forks and tuning the Biofield is that we can do this tuning tonight. I'll do it on myself. But you can tune in. You can also experience the same thing. And with sound and with energy, there really isn't, there's no distance. It doesn't matter. You could be all the way across the world and you can still tune into that field. I like to think, when I am super anxious or overwhelmed, I often think about all the people on planet Earth that are sending me love, and they're sending me healing frequency. They're sending me positive thoughts. They're sending me the message to, keep going and that I can handle it. So it's really, honestly, just a frequency that we plug into with our minds and with our bodies. I like to think that, and I know that it's real. I know that we definitely can feel other people's energy and all the way around the world. And it can reach the people that it needs to. So here I am, under the stars, in Texas, and I am sending you those healing frequencies, and we're going to do it with our tuning forks tonight, and with our intention, and with our thoughts. So, just think about where you do feel those emotions. I know when I'm feeling okay, sorry about that. I'm back. I want you to think about where you feel the feeling of overwhelm. I know when I'm super overwhelmed, I feel a lot of it in my higher heart area. It's kind of like when you have the weight of the world on your shoulders, because it really does feel like you have that weight on you, because you do, and emotions do carry weight. When we are feeling sad and depressed, anxious, or overwhelmed, the emotion molecules actually do way more than the feelings of joy and gladness, excitement. Those all carry a lower weight than the sadness and depression. So it makes sense, when we are feeling low, then we feel heavy, right? We feel super heavy, and it is hard to lift ourselves up out of that. It can be very hard. But then when you think about when you've been really excited about something, or you've just had joy and gladness, you feel light, right? Like you could just almost float up into the air, right? So I just want you to take note of where those emotions are being stored in your body, and then send love to that part of your body. Love, in my opinion, fixes everything. So tonight we're going to try to release some of the tension in the various parts of our body. And let's start. So this is the Schumann resonance frequency, and I'm going to, again, tune myself, but I encourage you to use these frequencies and allow them to go into you and calm your nervous system and balance your brain. So let's get going. Okay. So with tuning forks, we activate the tuning fork. This one has weights on it. But we activate the tuning fork and we place it over the area of our body that we feel the heaviness or that we feel the tension. And the frequency will actually break up that tension, and it will calm your nervous system, and it will give your body a sense of peace and grounding. And if you have never used tuning forks, I invite you to definitely get some. They're very, very helpful for stress relief. And this one has weights on it, so you don't hear it audibly, but you can feel the frequency going throughout your body. You might be able to hear it just a little bit. This is the Schumann frequency. This is one of my newer forks. And I'm really, really enjoying using this on myself and on my clients. Make sure you're doing deep breathing. Tuning forks, again, are really, really great at breaking up those stuck emotions. You can balance the left and right sides of your brain, getting them back where they should be, online, both of them, not too much right-brained or too much left-brained. We have a left and a right brain for a reason, and they work together. But when we're super stressed out, and we feel that in our body, we feel it in our brain too, because we know how we feel. You can't hardly think straight. Great, I'm glad you can hear it. Great. Hi, Cherie. Cherie, you could actually join me if you wanted to, because you're my neighbor, so. Just the crazy lady in the backyard, feeling herself under the stars. Remember the deep breathing, very important. Have y'all been feeling the energy lately? It's been really, really intense. I think it was Monday night. I was feeling it a lot. I had to go to bed early that night and get some extra rest so my system could reset. And even that next morning, I was still feeling it a little bit. But that's why tuning forks are so great, because, it's not a pill, it's not anything unnatural. Your body loves the sound of these frequencies, takes it right in. Okay, I'm going to use 174 hertz. This one does not have a weight on it, so we will hear it. 174 is, right, Nicole, a lot of energy, a lot. Of course, more reason to ground ourselves, because I don't know about you, but when I have all that energy coming at me, and it's not a great feeling. It's not a great feeling. But I am thankful that I'm able to realize that that's what's taking place. I would say several years ago, I didn't understand why I was feeling certain ways. But now I'm able to realize that when I'm feeling like the world is caving in, it's really just frequency and energy. We have a lot coming at us every single day. And then we also have our own thoughts that do play a big part in that. So, even more why we need to choose positive thoughts, see the great in situations, of course not just ignoring the bad things, because if it's something that we can fix, then we need to do what we can to fix it. But if it's something that we don't have control over, then we need to understand that and focus on something that we can change and that we can make better. Because I tell you what, we really do need to. It's important that we have a purpose, and it's important that we feel like we have power. And one thing that we do have power and we do have control over in our lives is our mindset. And we have great power to create great change in our own lives, and we can affect change in the people that we're around, and we can actually affect change throughout the world. If you've ever heard of the, what is that called? Oh, I can't remember what it's called right now. I'm drawing a blank, but quantum physics and various things where just thoughts alone can affect other people around us. Or if you've ever had the situation where you are, somebody pops into your mind, and then 1 second later, you get a phone call or a text from them, right? It's crazy, but we are all connected. So, when I'm low, then I know that other people are sending me positive energy. And when we have positive energy to give out to the world, that we need to give it, because other people do need it. Okay, sorry, I'm jibber jabbering. Okay, so we have 174 hertz, and this is really great for grounding. It gives your organs a sense of security and safety. This is the one that I use mostly in my Biofield tuning sessions. It's really, really great at picking up the different frequencies that are coming off the body. Hi, Shamaria. I'm glad you joined us. So I'm going to use 174, and let's go. I'll give a little bit to y'all. Thank you, Shamaria. I need it. Definitely need it. When you send the sound in through your ears, your auditory system, your body will take it and it will actually put it exactly into your body where it needs to be. Your nervous system will take it and you'll feel it through your whole body if you take note. And also, when we're using tuning forks on our body, we are affecting our meridian system. We're actually affecting every cell within our body. But we are affecting our meridian system. So we're clearing all those meridian lines. You can actually run a tuning fork along your governing meridian, which starts here and goes all the way over your head and down your back. Okay, I'm going to do 639 hertz. 639 hertz is the frequency that brings your heart energy band into alignment. It's one of my most loved frequencies. Again, I believe that love can heal anything. So I use it a lot in my sessions, and I use it a lot personally. I just love the sound of it too. It's very bright and uplifting. And what I've been doing recently, it's really fun. I'm still learning how to do it because it's a little difficult, but I'm using 2 forks at one time. So I've got 639 and 174 hertz. And I'm going to try to activate it without hurting myself here. Can you hear both of the tones? If you're just joining us, I am in my backyard under the stars doing a little tuning on myself and on you. Great, I'm glad. To me, it's so pretty. Such a pretty, pretty sound. And I know that tuning forks might seem a little bit strange to some people, only because they might have never seen them before. But if you've ever seen those like frequency generator machines, this is basically the same thing, but without the use of electronics. This doesn't emit EMFs. It's mechanical sound. So our bodies will readily accept it. It's great. I'm glad they enjoy it. I do too. Hence, I'm sitting out in my backyard at 9 o'clock at night talking to y'all under the stars with my tuning forks. So I'm a little bit addicted. But I'm addicted because they have helped me feel so much better. It's kind of crazy, actually, how much better they can make you feel. Anytime I'm stressed out, and I do still get stressed out. It's like I'm an EFT sound practitioner, but I feel energy a lot. So I kind of like sensitive to that. So I can feel it in my body and in my field, and I get a little bit thrown off sometimes still, even by it, because the energy is like so strong. So I use these tuning forks to bring myself back into balance, so that my thinking is clear and I just feel better. And I really love that it's natural. It's easy. I have been known to take my tuning forks with me when I go out, just because I love how they make me feel, and I want to spread that to other people, because I know there's a lot of people that don't feel well, right? There's so much going on in the world, and just so much coming at us that we need, in my opinion, we need all the tools that we can get to feel better and to be our best selves. So I'm going to do some other ones. This is 417, which is the frequency that brings the sacral into balance. Our sacral is right underneath our belly button, and it's where we stuff a lot of our emotions. It's also where we have like our sense of self. There's other areas that have that too, but it's kind of like where we have our like our childhood memories and things like that, and really not just our own childhood memories, but even, you know, our ancestors, the things that they didn't know how to deal with, things that they went through, they got passed through them to us in our genes. That is epigenetics, which is like completely fascinating. But it definitely does affect us. And I think, you know, that's something that we need to understand, is that even some of the things that we're dealing with now, or we feel in our bodies, or thought patterns, it might not even be from you, right? It might be something that your mother went through, or your great grandfather went through in his life, that got stored in his body, and then he passed it down and down and down, and here you are. So I am a firm believer that, I don't know, I think it's in nature, where it says that the cure runs along, or is grown along in the same field as the problem. And what I mean by that is, I think now, no matter what people before you have went through, you know, they handed you all this stuff, and it's within you, but I think that you are the perfect person to heal it. You are the perfect person to make sense of it, and to heal it and get it out of your genetics, right? That's what I like to think. We're all here for a reason, and that's just what I like to think. I don't know. That's not really the greatest way to say it, but I don't know. Add your thoughts. Talk to me in the comments. So I'm not just a crazy lady out here in the field talking to myself. Okay? Okay, this is 417. Thanks, Nicole. I don't know, Sheree. If I'm crazy, y'all are crazy too, so. Okay, let's do 852. I know, right? I'm enough crazy for myself. I don't need anybody else's crazy, but we can all be crazy together. This is 852 hertz. This is the frequency that, thank you, Cherie. I appreciate that. I got the massive jitters right before. Okay, so I had the idea to go live, and I'm like, you know what? I'm just going to do it, right? Like, don't put too much thought into it. Just do it. And so, I'm out here getting my little things set up, and then right before I pressed the go live button, I was like, oh my heavens, what am I doing? So I actually had to do some EFT tapping before I pressed the live button. I was like, even though I'm getting ready to go live, I so deeply and completely love, honor, and accept myself. Even though I'm getting ready to go live on Facebook, I so deeply and completely love, honor, and accept myself. So yeah, it works because I'm live on Facebook right now talking to y'all. So do your EFT tapping, okay? Okay, this is 852. This is the frequency that brings the brain into balance. Thanks, Shamaria. You'll have to join me. Can y'all hear that? The amazing thing about this is that you can come back to this recording like tomorrow or next week and do it again, right? Which is awesome about the recorded sessions is that it's kind of like music when you don't like have to be in the studio while it's being produced for it to still have the same effect on you. You know, it can still bring emotions up and feelings and everything when you listen to it later. But it's recorded. It's a sound recording of the music. So the tuning is the same way. You don't have to be here live to receive the benefits. You can receive the same benefits when you listen to it later. I'm feeling a lot better. It is so beautiful. And it feels so great. As I'm out here in my field, underneath a tree, and underneath these beautiful stars, I was going to say I was tuning under the moon, but I don't see the moon tonight, so I changed it into tuning under the stars. But I want you to notice when you're out in nature, when you're outside, I want you to notice when you hear the birds chirping, or just the sounds of nature, because all those sounds of nature is actually a form of tuning. When you hear the birds chirping, they're actually emitting a frequency with that chirping sound. So I want you to be aware of that, which is one of the reasons why when you're out in nature, or you're taking a nature walk, or you're doing something in the garden and you're hearing the animals or the insects, that's one of the reasons why it makes you feel better. Because all those things are actually emitting a frequency, and it is having an effect on your body, which I think is like fascinating and completely amazing. But you know how it is. It's like when you're not tuned into it, like you're not listening to the birds. You're doing something, but you're not focusing on it. But then you'll hear something, and you'll hear a really loud bird, and then you'll be like, oh wow, what is that? Tune into that and just kind of appreciate what that animal or what that sound is doing for you, right? Because we're all in this together. Okay? We're literally all in this together. We're all on this big, beautiful planet Earth together. And those birds and those insects, think about like crickets at night, or grasshoppers at night. I think it's crickets at night. And sometimes they're like super, super loud. And it's kind of like, oh, that's kind of annoying. But they're actually trying to tune you. They're actually tuning you. Just think about that. And I like to think about that when I sit outside. Just how amazing it is. We have all these things around us, and they are actually trying to tune us and make us feel better, which is totally awesome, right? Okay, let's do... Let's do 741. In my garden hiking trail, listening to the river rush by. I love it. I know, right? Oh my heavens. Like, sometimes I do not want to go in my house. Like, I just want to stay outside like the whole day, because it's just so peaceful and so relaxing. But I have to go in and like do the dishes or cook supper or something, which like completely sucks, but that's life. Okay, so this is 741 hertz. This is the frequency that brings our throat into alignment. It has a lot to do with, of course, communication, things that we say that we shouldn't say, or things that we shouldn't say that we do. No, how does that say? Things that we should say that we don't, and things that we do say that we shouldn't. Get that right. Of course, with communication, it's all about balance. Being mindful of how we're speaking to others, being mindful about how we're speaking to ourselves, right? I read a quote that said that no one will ever treat you as bad as you treat yourself, right? And when I read that, I was like, oh, yeah, that's true, right? We can have some serious mental chatter going on, and it can often be negative. 90% of our thoughts during the day are negative. Now we can change that. We can get that to turn around, but the first thing is to be aware of it. So there's just a little tidbit. But, okay, 741 hertz. This also will bring your thyroid into balance, because when you're tuning or using a certain frequency, like this is for your throat, then you're affecting the organs that are in that energy band. It is a higher tone. The smaller the fork, the higher the tone is. So this is 741, which is one of the smaller ones. And then when we go back to 174, which is a lot longer, it has a lower tone. When we do them together, let's see what that sounds like. I'm getting cold, y'all. I'm shivering a little bit. It is February in Texas. It's cold still. This is 741 and 174. I love hearing the water rush and the birds sing. That's awesome. Yes. Yes, yes, girl. Okay, let's do the Schumann frequency. That's 93.96 hertz. What I love about tuning is that you can't really do it wrong, right? If I were sitting outside, I would be in the snow. Oh no. I'm glad that we got rid of our snow. I was not really enjoying that very much. Only because it was mainly ice. It wasn't really snow, it was ice. It's 52 degrees. It feels colder than that. I'll be okay. When you use a weighted tuning fork and you place it on your body, it feels really great. It's really, really great for calming the nervous system. Yes, 52 is cold for us Texans. It is. You can also place the weighted tuning fork on like your shoulders if your shoulders are tense, and the vibration can break up the tension. Just like it breaks up the dissonant sound in your biofield, it'll break up the tension in your muscles. Yay. It will. I recently got a grounding mat for my bed, and I tried it out, and like the second night, I was like having some crazy dreams. I was like, oh my, I woke up, I was like, oh, okay, I wonder if it was the grounding mat. I was like, but what was crazy was like, I was like, healing my trauma in my dreams. So it was interesting. It was very, very interesting dreams I was having. So we have so much coming at us that I was like, I gotta get myself a grounding mat, try this out, because I can't all the time be outside with my shoes off. So sadly, I would be if I could, but how are y'all feeling? Can it be any tuning fork to break up the tension? Yeah, it really can be. Are you still using it? Yes, I am. I'll probably use it for the rest of my life, so I need all the help that I can get. Yes, you can use any tuning fork to break up the tension. Anything like, okay, so if you're dealing with anger issues, you could use 528, which is the frequency for the solar plexus, because anger comes from our liver, actually, or is stored in our liver. So you could use the 528 hertz frequency in that area, and that would help to break up the tension. Oh, girl, you need to use it. Yes, I'm still using it. Absolutely. Okay, let's do a little bit more. I'm going to try 3 tuning forks at once. Okay, let's see if we can do this. I'm just going to pick whatever. I saw somebody do one that had like 5 tuning forks in their hand. Kind of like, this is 3, but they had 5. The hardest thing is to strike them all. So, oh, no more dreams. I just had some intense dreams the second night. I don't recall any last night, but we'll see what tonight holds. Okay. Let me go back here. There we go. Oh, I forgot. You can actually clang these things together. Okay? You actually can do that. Someone that is not on the live feed. This is 174 and 417. And they actually ring for a really long time. So we added 639. I know, it's so nice, isn't it? Are y'all feeling any different? I know, I'm feeling nice and relaxed. I'm gonna sleep well tonight. Let's do 528. 528 hertz is for DNA repair, and it's also the frequency of love. I love this one. Oh, great. Great. Which one would you consider your emergency frequency, the one you carry with you everywhere if you could? Oh, that's a great question. I would say 174 for sure. But also, the Schumann frequency, the 93.96, that one, that's like, it's a toss up between both of those, 174 and the Schumann frequency. I used 174 one time when I was having a panic attack, and, I put the tuning fork back behind my back where my kidneys would be, because fear resonates from your kidneys. And I actually picked up the frequency of fear because it sounds like an alarm, actually, like a really high, shrill sound of like an alarm, and it has a pulsating frequency to it. And so I kept activating the tuning fork and putting it back behind my back. And when I started to feel better, but at the same time that I started to feel better, the sound of the fork changed. And that high, shrill, like alarm sound was going down and down, and it was calming down and down. But at the same, the same frequency, my feeling, I was starting to come down out of my panic attack too. And it was at that point that I was completely convinced that tuning and frequency could help me feel better. You'll also find in my sessions when someone is in pain, they're having pain, say their hip hurts, if you will run the tuning fork over that area, it will give off that same sound. Pain actually has a frequency, and it emits from your body. And when you can actually tune that pain down and out, which is pretty amazing. And you can tune out depression. You can tune out anxiety, and not just out, like it's still in you, but you tune it down. You calm it completely down. I've had several clients here recently that have said that after the session with me, that their anxiety completely went away, like immediately. And I find that too, when I tune myself, it just completely goes away, because anxiety and fear is a frequency, and it's a frequency that is inside your body because of past memories and past experiences. So when you use the tuning fork, it actually cancels out that frequency. So it's gone. It the tuning actually erases that frequency that in your body, which is why you feel better after you tune. So definitely 174 and the Schumann frequency would be my two emergency frequencies. Those are the ones that I use a lot. Again, this is 528 hertz for DNA healing, and it's also the frequency of love. 528 also, I want to get this right, 528 hertz will decrease cortisol and increases oxytocin. So it decreases your stress and it increases your love hormone. And I want to do 639 and 528 together. Let's see what that sounds like. Ooh, some of them don't sound great together, but that doesn't mean they're not beneficial. Okay. And I'm going to end tonight with 639 hertz because it's really one of my most loved frequencies. Again, it's the one that brings the heart into balance. And again, I personally think that love heals everything. It can heal everything if we allow it to. And the more love and kindness that we can generate within ourselves by talking to ourselves kindly, by treating ourselves with respect, with choosing positive thoughts, which shows respect for ourselves, that we are then able to shine that light on to others. At least that's what I feel like we can do. Comment if you agree. I feel like there's no possible way that there could be too much love in the world. There can't be too much kindness. There can't be too much consideration for others. Those are my 2 cents. But so let's do 639. Right. Absolutely. But it starts with us, right? Definitely starts with us. But sometimes we have to share it with others. You know, when I'm low, you can share your love and kindness with me. And when you're low, I will share my love and kindness with you. And we'll share that even with people that we don't know, right? When we send love out into the earth with our thoughts, with our feelings, and other people pick it up, right? And it might go to someone who really, really, really needs it. Yay. Okay, well, my battery is almost getting ready to die on me, so thank you so much for joining me as I tuned us underneath the beautiful Texas stars. Should we do this again? Comment if you think we should do this again. I am totally down for it. Hopefully it'll warm up a little bit, but that's okay. Again, thank you so much for joining me and for spending this time with me. I really appreciate, really enjoyed this. And I hope that y'all, oh, you're welcome, Nicole. Yay, Cherie. This was so fun. Oh my heavens. I am no longer going to be afraid to go live. Like, this was so awesome. I think it helped that it's dark out, but I can only imagine what my neighbors might think of me out here. That's okay. It's okay. It's okay to be vulnerable. Okay, well, until next time, stay well and stay tuned.